Tin Cup Kelly here, and in this series of flickers, we're going to explore many of the places to see and things to do in the magnificent Yukon territory and along other parts of the Klondike Corridor. I'll show you the wonder and intrigue of these sites and establishments today, but also tell you what such things were like in my time. For, you see, I'm a time traveler. I didn't leave by choice, but I've learned to enjoy your time in all its splendor and intrigue. You'll learn much about my life as we go yonder and fro. For now, suffice it to know that I was born in 1870 in Maryland by the Bay. My pa moved us to New Mexico when I was 12, and I soon became a fair cowhand and horse rider. After a friend of mine and I rode the breath of Canada from Nova Scotia to Vancouver, I worked on steamships there in BC until the gold called. Like so many, I traversed the Chilkoot in 97 and found a few nuggets up at 40 Mile. I returned in 98 by way of the White Pass and found a bit more gold. I was fortunate. Most fellas didn't find a flake. These days, the riches of the Klondike lie in what's here to see and do. In this series, I, Tin Cup Kelly, will take you over yonder, getting you excited to visit and ready to explore the wondrous Yukon. In this flicker, we'll visit the superb MacBride Museum here in Whitehorse. Begun in 1950, this here's Shangri-La holds 40,000 objects, which tell numerous stories about the Yukon's history and transport you right back to the past. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
You said there was a place with innovators and adventurers?
Innovators and icons.
Innovators and icons.
So that is on the third
Would
floor.
I be there? Tin Cup Kelly is my name. Have you seen me? No, I'm not there.
I don't, honestly, I haven't spent a whole lot of time upstairs right now just because it's all set up and I've only been working here about a week, but.
Oh, you're doing
not
awesome.
sure.
You're
Just
doing
a week.
awesome.
Well, pretty soon you'll know everything. Now I have another question. So, if in case you haven't figured this out yet, I am a time traveler. It's a long story how that happened, but I was here for the gold rush. So if I see something in one of your cases that's mine that I left behind, can I get that back?
Likely not.
No?
I would have to talk to the museum
Well,
director
but
and she's not in today.
But you know what? That kind of surely just come on by.
Well, let me tell you
But
right
that
now.
could honor me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
then I'll
sure
just.
it's much more appreciated here than if you took it with you.
That's a good. I could always get another one. You know,
Exactly.
yeah. Unless it's a big nugget. You ain't got no big gold nuggets from
I
me.
don't believe so.
Good. Well, good. Well, I'm looking forward to it'll be a kind of going home a bit. I'm thinking with some of these displays.
The Gold Rush Gallery is where you're going to want to be.
Oh, well, there it is. That's why I came here
There you
in the
go.
first place. Well,
All right, so
many
you guys
people.
can take that with you.
With so much to see and do here, the First Nations Gallery, the Wild World, Sam McGee's cabin, this is just the first of a bunch of Tin Cup tours here at the MacBride. In this one, we'll focus on my time, the Gold Rush era. Let's go have a look. Now this brings back some good memories. After a hard week of work, weren't nothing like coming into whether it be Whitehorse or Dawson City Saloon and ordering some good whiskey if you had the money for it. Now where is the barkeep here? Barkeep! Ain't no barkeep? Right. Doesn't look like there's anything in these bottles. We'll have to get some whiskey later. The sarsaparilla is good too for those of you who don't drink, and it's not a bad thing not to drink. It can really do you in, as I well know sometimes. So.
You know, it's almost inconceivable. The law should have been maintained so firmly. A city nourished by that metal which is said to be at the root of all evil. Dawson was an American town on Canadian soil, subject to the Queen's laws, but populated almost entirely by strangers from the United States.
Well, this here is real nice. It's got some likenesses of some old friends. There's George Carmack and Skookum Jim, Tagish Charlie, and Kate. And you certainly never wanted to cross Kate. She was a woman of no uncertain terms, and she never took anything off of anybody, any fella. And then look at that there. It's a nice view of Dyea. My goodness, that does bring back memories. The Chilkoot Pass. We'll tell you about that another time. Well, let's go on in here. This is the Gold Rush Gallery. And this here is going to tell the story of the Gold Rush.
Dang it.
So there you go. Now we get a good, big old good representation of the journey up from some fellas started down here in Victoria and Vancouver, went up by steamer into Sitka and Skagway, and there's Skagway and Dyea, and then getting over those passes to Lake Bennett right there, continuing up all the way up there to Dawson City. Yep. Been to many of the outlying areas as well in my time.
Not the least of which was a strange elation.
Now, it may seem hard to believe, but I recognize some of these fellas, and I'm looking for myself in these here Flickr images. I remember these fellas setting these here big cameras up that you call them. They were just humongous, and they would catch some of those images there. Yeah, I could sit here all day. Expect I'm enjoying your time, but I tend to get a little homesick here and again, especially here in this museum. This museum's quite a place for bringing back old memories, and I think giving you a sense of what life was like back in the day. Thanks for tagging along with Tin Cup Kelly on this first look at the wonderful MacBride Museum here in Whitehorse, the capital of the Yukon. We'll see you again soon up here along the Klondike Corridor. You're gonna do well here. I can see it coming.
Oh, come to the place where they struck it rich. Come where the treasure lies hid. Where your hat full of mud is a 5-pound note, and the clod on your heel is a quid. Klondike, Klondike, label your luggage for Klondike, for there ain't no luck in the town today. There ain't no work on Mooneyville Way. Pack up your traps and be off, I say, off and away to the Klondike.
You got to get on up here to the Yukon.